It's a fantastic report, 4.3%. It's just about as good as GDP numbers get. Trump's trade policy is really working.
The White House very pleased this morning with a better than expected GDP report that showed the U.S. economy grew from July to September of this year. In fact, it was the fastest quarterly growth rate in the last 2 years. President Trump immediately attributing the report to his tariff policies, posting that they are, quote, responsible for the great USA economic numbers. That GDP report, long delayed by the government shutdown, still part of a confusing mixed economic picture, because not even 2 hours after it was released, new consumer confidence numbers also dropped, showing the lowest level since April, with Americans of all income levels citing the worrisome job market. Joining our panel now, Kevin O'Leary. He's the chairman of O'Leary Ventures. Kevin O'Leary, thank you very much for being here. Is, in fact, President Trump's tariff policy the reason why we got this good GDP growth number?
No, not the tariff policy. It's the underlying consumer that has been forecasting to go into a recession now for almost 5 years. It never appeared. The economy is doing very, very well. Part of it is because of the optimism around AI. It's starting to show up in all 11 sectors of the economy. Obviously, there's some jobs displacements. We can talk about that as a result of it. But this underlying force is quite something, and it's probably going to enhance earnings, which is one of the reasons the markets remain so high, and productivity in the country. All of this is being anticipated. The tariffs actually are causing some problems in consumer confidence. You saw that on the downside around affordability, which is being used by the Democrats as a weapon going into midterm elections, particularly around goods and services and food like protein. So there needs to be some tweaking on the tariff policy. The GDP numbers should not be attributed to tariffs. They are actually inflationary, at least for one time, particularly on things that are high tariff rates like softwood lumber. That's causing input costs for housing to remain high.
You mentioned the high cost of protein. I hear that's all anybody eats anymore. Sir, how does the job piece of this fit in here? Because this jobs report is rough. And as you mentioned, okay, the GDP numbers are good, but for a lot of people's day-to-day experience, they know more people now who, maybe were recently laid off and are looking for work. And as you point out, they're having a harder time, checking out at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, all of that's true. First of all, the GDP number is not good. It's spectacular. I mean, I know the government was shut down for 43 days, so the data's soft, but this is a upside miss like I've never seen before. It is spectacular, and I anticipate the administration will use it to its advantage. This is a very good number, so let's take that and put it aside. Jobs, there's going to be some disruption in jobs because basic jobs, particularly in financial services, are starting to be replaced. For example, tech support. Now you use AI agents to do that, and it's actually being very productive. But it's coming. But at the same time, I'm not that pessimistic about it because it's the same analogy of saying, oh, television is going to destroy radio in the 50s. Never happened. And I think the productivity enhancement around AI is going to create more jobs that are higher paying. So I'm not worried about that. This affordability issue, the two big issues in the midterm, which I guarantee you will start in January, will be affordability as a basket topic around anything that's too expensive, and also health care. These are two mega topics, and they're going to be highly debated for the next 10 months. And so get ready for that. You're going to be talking about it every night. And so at the end of the day, we've got to figure out a way to get inflation down from 3.1% down to 2%. And that means tariffs have to be fine-tuned. It's not that they're bad, they're just not reciprocal yet. Some of them are very, very high, and for some countries, unfair.
You forget you're talking to a panel that's based in Washington. The midterm election has been going on since the last presidential election. Come on now. Congressman, can I ask Kevin O'Leary, do you think they're actually going to start to feel it?
I think the best way to solve this problem is to fine-tune on items that are pain points for everyday individuals. You've been talking about when do they feel it? Well, get the price of food, bananas, and pineapples, and look at all the stuff we tariff that we don't
eat a lot of
make.
pineapples?
So I would just, I'm just telling you, there's so many bauxite, potash, softwood lumber. Why tariff stuff we don't make? So you can actually have an impact almost immediately by just putting a moratorium on those for the next 11 months. So people show up at the grocery store and say, hey, wow, this stuff costs a lot less, because no, it doesn't have an 8 or 9 or 25% tariff in it. That's how to fine tune it. And forget about giving helicopter checks to people. Take that and announce you're going to reduce the deficit. We don't need more money falling out of helicopters. That's very inflationary. So you want to get that inflation number on its way down to 2, which is the Fed mandate, by the way. And so that would help mortgage rates too. But really, it's fine-tuning the tariffs. Telling people that the tariffs are causing a great GDP number, I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
All right, fair enough. Kevin O'Leary, thank you. I always appreciate it. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.